Alright, first rule of marketing, if you put Dean Winchester in the trailer for your game, I don't care if you're playing as a unicorn shitting Reddit gold, I would buy it. Atomic Heart is finally here, and no amount of Reddit tier arguments were able to guilt trip me into not buying the closest thing we're gonna get to a new Bioshock. So, a lot of people are just gonna have to suck it up. And to those people who called for a boycott, if it makes you feel any better, yes, I did buy Atomic Heart, but I'll also be buying Stalker 2, hence balancing out my money going to Russia, yes, but also to Ukraine, therefore being the only person remaining truly neutral and fueling both sides of this conflict. Like a malaria-stricken mercenary, I'm just a slut for blood diamonds, only the blood diamonds are pissing off Redditors and getting views. I am a true Lord of War. The gameplay is fantastic with a lot of really out-of-the-box design, from the unique puzzle designs or the drop-kicking ninja robots and the upgrade station that aggressively flirts with you.
Rebellious dominant men really turn me on.
Oh, I'll turn you on, all right, Jess. I am so gonna punch you.
Yes, yes, punish me, master.
Now, could you please not kill anyone else?
I just can't help myself. Hot stuff. I can't wait for your strong hands to grope my interface with lustful abandon.
That's it. We're done here.
And even cyborg racism.
There's a wide range of the lab tech models. The ones in black turned out to be especially vicious.
The puzzles are really fun and each one feels super unique, and a lot of them also implement the telekinesis powers and the light parkour and platforming elements that are in the game. But goddamn, does every single door really need one of these locks? Some of the level design can be a bit repetitive to the point there's even jokes about it in the game.
How? Because this place has my favorite thing in the whole fucking world. A relay.
Really? I thought you were more partial to canisters.
Oh, come on.
But you know what, honestly, the gameplay is addicting and fun enough to the point I really don't mind, because the gore and dismemberment physics are fantastic and definitely on par with the Resident Evil 2 remake, which I feel like really set the bar for gore and dismemberment in games. Now, you have a few unique abilities. You have one shock ability that doesn't work in water, unlike Bioshock. And then lastly, this ability lets you shower the enemy in a thick, creamy load, which is a great allegory for how aggressively horny everything is in this game. There's also save rooms where you can upgrade, save, obviously. The humor is also really on point, and I feel like every scene there was just something absolutely bizarre happening, and it always somehow manages to surprise you.
Show me a note from the gynecologist.
I'll show you signs of pregnancy, you piece of shit.
If you have a mental disability, please present your disability certificate.
That's it. You're fucked.
I wouldn't dream of stopping you.
Smart move, Charles. Smart move.
When there's conversations going on around you, there's also text boxes that show up above them, almost like a comic book, and it's just a really cool visual style. Speaking of the visual style, it's like if Bioshock and Wolfenstein had a three-way with Soviet propaganda. On the surface, this game does seem like Soviet propaganda, and if I hear the word comrade one more time, I think I will actually kill myself. But if you actually play the game, unlike some people, the anti-authoritarian messages are actually really well implemented throughout the outrageous humor. And even more subtle themes are discussed through the audio logs you'll find. There's one audio log, for example, that has an atheist pleading to God for help.
As a Soviet scientist, I've always considered myself an atheist. But right now, there's only one thing I can say. May God have mercy on our souls.
This is a vastly better anti-authoritarian piece of entertainment rather than Wolfenstein was.
Just who the fuck are you, white boy?
The plot revolves around a utopian communist society filled with vast technological advancements beyond our comprehension, such as sexy robots and a communist society being able to not starve itself to death. Even though they still couldn't get around that whole mass slaughtering your own people thing, but I guess progress, But as for the rest of the plot, your guess is really as good as mine as to why all this crazy shit is happening. There is almost constant dialogue between the protagonist and his glove Charles that honestly, I just began to tune it out because there's so much of it, and none of it even makes the story make any more sense, and most of the time, the dialogue goes on for so long, it'll clip into new events that are happening, and they'll almost just start talking over each other, which is kind of a shame because it seems like a lot of thought was put into this lore. It's just kind of all over the place. And honestly, the game just leaves me with more questions than it does answers, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Overall, this game was really great, and for a studio's first outing, it's really impressive and probably better than anything a AAA studio would have put out. It's a game that doesn't really take itself too seriously while also packing hours and hours of content into just the main story alone, and it will definitely keep you entertained through and through. I give it 8 furry cat dreams out of 10.